Are you trying to figure out how much fiber you need, which foods have the most fiber, and how do you actually get to your daily fiber requirements each and every day? Well, if that's what you're looking for, you're searching on YouTube, you're searching on Google, and this video's popped up, this is just for you. I'm sure by now we've all heard the benefits of eating more fiber. So for that, I'm not going to go into the details of the health benefits of eating more fiber. Rather, let's talk about how do we actually identify foods that have fiber in them? Well, there are three ways. The first is going to be identifying food groups that actually have fiber associated with them. These are going to be your fruits, your vegetables, your whole grains, your nuts and seeds, and your beans and legumes. Those 5 food groups typically have fiber associated with them, meaning, right, an apple is going to have some fiber, a pear is going to have some fiber, but there's also going to be some variation between the apple and the pear as far as the amount of fiber it has. So speaking in kind of general terms. The next way to identify if a food has fiber in it is by looking at the nutrition facts label. The nutrition facts label, under the carbohydrate section, there's going to be a section for dietary fiber. It's going to tell you the amount of grams and the percent daily value of fiber per serving of that product. The third and final way that you can identify if a food has fiber or not is to actually look at the packaging. Does the packaging say good source of fiber or excellent source of fiber? That is also going to indicate that that product has fiber in it as well. Let's jump into our list of the top sources of fiber. Now, I broke this list down into the food group section that we discussed earlier. So fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts and seeds, and beans and legumes. When we're looking at these 5 food groups, we will identify a few different ingredients or foods within each and the total amount of fiber. So starting with fruits. 1 medium pear has about 6 grams of fiber. 1 medium apple has around 4 grams of fiber. And then 1 cup of blueberries has around 4 grams of fiber. Now on to vegetables. 1 cup of carrots has around 4 to 6 grams of fiber, and then 1 cup of broccoli has around 5 grams of fiber as well. When we move on to whole grains and we look at things like oatmeal, that has about 5 grams of fiber per 1/2 cup or per serving. 1 cup of bran flake cereal has about 7 grams of fiber. Moving on to beans and lentils. When we look at beans and lentils, about 1/2 cup of black beans offers about 5 grams of fiber. When we move on to nuts and seeds and we look at things like chia seeds, 2 tablespoons or a serving of chia seeds is about 10 grams of fiber. Then when we look at a serving of almonds, about 1 ounce, that is about 3 grams of fiber. So how do we make sure that we're actually getting enough fiber? Now, when we went through this list, you could see, okay, it was like 5 grams for the fruit. It was another 3 grams for the nuts and seeds. It was another 4 grams for the whole grains, right? Message I'd like to bring across here is it's going to take quite a few servings of each one of these food groups in order to meet your daily needs for fiber. And those daily needs for women are in the range of like 26 to 28 grams of fiber per day. For men, it's somewhere in the range of 32 to 38 grams of fiber. The Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics actually has it as about 14 grams per every 1,000 calories you eat, just to make it a little bit more individualized. So if you eat, 2,000 calories, then you have 28 grams of fiber, give or take. So that being said, right, in order to meet somewhere in the range of about 30 grams of fiber per day as an average, you'd have to eat several servings of each one of these food groups. And that's where I would also suggest, right, when we're trying to actually meet this daily requirement of fiber, it's we're eating from each of the food groups and we're eating the recommended servings for each one. So eating somewhere in the range of 1.5 to 3 servings of fruit for men and women, somewhere in the range of 5 to 8 ounces of whole grains per day, making sure that you're eating like 3 cups or 3 servings of vegetables per day, eating at least 1 serving of beans per day or beans and legumes per day, and then eating 1 serving of nuts or seeds per day. By eating the recommended serving sizes of each of these food groups, you're going to be able to slowly check the boxes off of fiber for each meal, right? If you have like a whole grain, like oatmeal with breakfast, but you also put blueberries in there, great. Now we got like 8 grams of fiber just coming from breakfast, right? Same thing for lunch. Maybe you do a big salad with some seeds on it or something, right? And then there's another 10 grams of fiber. Great, we're already up to 24, and we have a serving of steamed broccoli with dinner, right? That is going to be another 5 grams. Great, we're at roughly around our 30 gram mark for fiber. So you can kind of see how by piecing these things together and making sure that you're hitting your vegetables, your fruits, your whole grains, you can easily hit your dietary fiber intake every single day. If you're currently on a health and fitness kick, you're maybe trying to lose a little bit of body fat, put on a little bit of muscle, you know how important meeting these nutrient requirements are. Like fiber, like protein. I'm going to go ahead and suggest this video that you watch next is the top sources of protein.